Hello, everyone. It's me, Alison. The show is about to start, but just real fast, a quick reminder. I want to tell you guys, if you are doing some shopping, perhaps some Black Friday shopping, holiday shopping, etc.
Like Christmas type shopping?
Christmas type, any sort of shopping at all. I have put together some lists on Amazon.
Lists with things
stuff
on them?
Daniel, just pipe down for 1 second. Beauty stuff, makeup stuff, home stuff, kids stuff, podcast equipment, books I recommend, all of this stuff. And
Daniel's stuff?
Oh, yeah, Daniel's Corner, where I put stuff that I know that he likes. But Daniel has recently gotten way more involved, and he put together a special Christmas spectacular gift guide for you.
You guys will not even believe it. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what's on there, but it's literally some things.
Lots of things. And a whole big caption explaining his process. If you know someone
who's exactly like me, they are going to love it.
And here's where you go to see all of this. Amazon.com/shop/Alison Rosen. Amazon.com/shop/Alison Rosen.
And we'll be adding to it.
It's nonstop, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the show.
Bye.
You guys, I lied. I said the show was starting right now, but I have one more quick announcement. I'm co-hosting a new podcast. It's brand new. It's called Upworthy Weekly. I'm co-hosting it with a guy named Todd Perry, who I'm having so much fun with, although he is wrong about so many things, especially Christmas music, but also other stuff. But anyway, Upworthy Weekly, we come out on Saturdays. Please give it a listen, subscribe. If you like what you're hearing, leave us a comment, a review on Apple Podcasts. That helps out the show so much, especially because we are brand new. As I've said, between 1 and 4 times right now, I've lost track. But anyway, please give it a listen. It's a lighthearted news podcast. We're taking a look at the most popular and engaging stories from the week before that ran on Upworthy. And it's just what your holidays need. And then when we're past the holidays, it's just what that part of the year needs. It's just exactly what you need. Please listen to it. Upworthy Weekly, new episodes every Saturday, wherever you get your podcasts.
Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her the good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Alison Rosen. Allison's your new best friend.
Hey everyone. Hi. Hello. Welcome to the last Monday show of 2021.
We made it.
But not the last show, because there's also going to be a Thursday. I had to look at the calendar. You guys, everything is topsy-turvy. It's upside down. We have had one hell of a couple weeks, which we'll get into. I'm sitting here in the studio with Daniel.
Hi, everybody.
Daniel had quite a morning. So this episode, it's going to be cash. We're going to listen to some voicemails. We're going to talk about what's been going on. We're going to tell you how much we love you because we love you so much. Daniel's going to lean to the side and burp.
You're not supposed to tell them that.
You know how it is for me. If I see something, I say something.
Now they're going to want to hear
something, I say, yeah. Well, did it come out or was it burp us, interrupt us?
It was a naturally silent burp. It wasn't,
Yeah.
the kind you like.
I had hiccups recently, and it's been a real long time since I've had hiccups. And listen, I need to say something there's someone who keeps leaving negative iTunes reviews, and they're funny. So we read them during iTunes comments of the week, which I know is a bad idea because it's sort of like imagine your yard was being overtaken with vermin. And then you're like, I'm going to feed the vermin. And then you're like, why do I have more vermin?
It's almost like
this.
Feeding the trolls.
Ooh, that is actually a better analogy. I've never heard. Did you come up with that right now?
Yes. And then I went back in time and gave it to someone in 1994.
You were able to go back in time, and instead of killing Hitler, you just invented Feed the Trolls and gave it to someone else? I feel like there's a poor use of magic.
I can only go back 20 years.
Yeah. So anyway, listen, dude, look, We are lucky when I do iTunes comments of the week so that it doesn't come off super congratulatory. I like to read a couple positives or one positive. And if there's a decent negative one that doesn't single anyone out particularly and it's going to hurt their feelings, then I like to read a negative because everyone thinks they're funny and it's funny. So there's this one dickhead who we do happen to read him more often than not, and I'm sure he gets a little thrill from it. But listen, dickhead, and I know you're listening because you are very up to date on what we talk about on the show. I have a favor to ask. In fact, and I know you're not supposed to negotiate with terrorists, but I want to broker something with you. I want to bring you, I have a proposition, which here it is. I will continue to feature your shitty comments, but could you please not do 5 stars instead of 1 star? Because I know you're enjoying the show. I know you're enjoying your commentary as well. We all enjoy your horrendous commentary. However, the 1 star actually does hurt the show. Whereas since you are going to listen to every episode, just how about a nice 5 star? Say whatever you want. We'll continue to be amused and internalize your notes, whatever. Okay, I've already spent too much time offering crack corn to the possums or
you
whatever.
Give a lot of time to your haters.
I know.
You really, I mean, like, who cares? You know, if someone hates on us, like, okay.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. You know what it is? It's that if someone's trying to leave a truth bomb, be truthful with it. And if you're listening every single week, don't give us a 1 star.
I don't know though if it works like if one user
repeatedly,
I don't think it counts more than once.
Oh, really?
I think you can only leave 1 review per user.
Maybe you're right. Like I said, I just like to go when I see untruth bombs, I like to make them truth.
There you go.
I'm on antibiotics, you guys. So, I mean, not that affects my brain, but the fact that anyway, we've all been sick. That's what I'm trying to say. This is not my finest work. I barely got it together enough to do an episode. I have never missed an episode in the entire
It's pretty impressive.
time we've done, never once in the entire time we've done a show. So
you weren't going to start now.
I was tempted to start now, though. I was tempted to just be like, you know what? It's not happening, because we intended to record this a few days ago. And I was thinking it's not happening. And I think everyone will understand if we miss one. But here we are recording. So anyway, where do we begin with what's been going on? And then we'll listen to some voicemails. It's not an interesting story. I'll just make it fast. It is December 24th right now. On December 10th, Owen started coughing, and thus began what feels like an odyssey of every single person in this house being sick, and not just a little bit sick, but very sick. We've taken 6,000 COVID tests. It is not COVID. But Daniel's mother-in-law is here. She has pneumonia. Daniel's eardrum burst last night, or maybe not, but some kind of pinkish liquid came out. Which in a movie, I think. Oh no, sorry. In a movie, if blood comes out of your mouth, you're dead. Elliot has an ear infection. Everyone's had high fevers, just copious amounts of snot. I have been on the precipice for like 4 days. I'm the last man standing.
Well, you're the last to probably get it.
Well, that's what I've been saying this whole time. I've been saying either I'm not going to get sick or I will, and I will ruin Christmas, because it's been 4 days of me like not quite being sick. However, 2 nights ago, I was like, well, now I feel like I slid throat first on a gravel road. Yeah. It's a beautiful image. But we all called Teladoc, and they put me on antibiotics because it does seem like there's something bacterial going on here.
Well, to your Teladoc. But
okay.
What I would say about this illness is that it's the kind of thing where you feel like, you've been sick for a couple of days, and you're like, okay, Elliot or I or my mom, you will start feeling better tomorrow.
Yes.
And then you wake up and you feel worse. Or it's migrated and now you have a whole new thing. And
it feels otherworldly. It feels like It's amazing that it's not COVID.
I know.
Because this
I'm
is a
not
very
sure it
strange, I know, none of us are sure it isn't, even though all of our tests are negative.
Well, we've been taking the rapid test at home
Yeah.
test. I went into urgent care this morning because I woke up with all this liquid pouring out of my ear. Because again, and I can't hear out of my left ear. And my right ear is all, it's like everything feels like I'm underwater.
Which, by the way, is really annoying for me. Because I said to you last night, I said, Daniel, it hurts me to project my voice.
I know. And I was like, well, I can't hear you anyway. So this is an ideal situation.
You're like, this is what it's going to be like when we get old. Get used to it.
Yep. Start liking it. So I went to urgent care this morning and there were a lot of folks and it was raining. It was great. Christmas Eve, standing outside for 2 hours in the rain. But I went in and got, the prescriptions I needed or whatever. But I also got a PCR COVID test, which is the one that's a little bit more authoritative than the at-home ones. So we'll find out tomorrow. You hear things about Omicron where people are like, I took tests for 10 days thinking I had COVID and we're all negative, and then finally 10 days later it said I was positive. So I'm not like 100% sure we don't have it, but we think we got it from Owen, who got it from school.
Yeah, I mean, something went through the preschool.
And
I've been talking to the director there, and no one in the community has tested positive yet.
Someone would have been positive by
Right.
now. So it's just something weird.
But also, none of these symptoms are what you hear that COVID is. Like, it's
Well,
a dry cough. Everyone here has wet, moist coughs.
Maybe we have the Zeta.
Is that a new one?
I don't know. Now it is. What's after Omicron?
What is Omicron?
Sigma?
What
Omicron
letter
is
is
a
O?
letter. Oh.
No, but what letter?
Oh?
I thought O was Omega.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
the
you know
Greek
what?
alphabet.
But you were in a fraternity for 6 days.
Yeah. There are no fraternities with Omicron as a letter.
And there really won't be now. I looked up Omicron and it just says coronavirus disease.
Just do Greek alphabet.
Omicron, Greek letter.
Anyway, I think what's interesting about this is how much it's put a damper on our Christmas spirit.
Yes.
It really stinks.
Bah humbug. It is Omicron and Omega are O.
Okay, so what's next? Sigma or Psi?
Pi.
Pi?
Yeah. You know what's interesting is they skipped N because they thought it would be too confusing to say the new
Right.
novel coronavirus variant.
And then the one before that they skipped.
Mu. They didn't skip.
No, they skipped Chai or
XI.
They skipped one where it was because it was the Chinese president first name or something, and they didn't want it to be like, oh, it's the it'd be like the Biden virus or something.
Right. I don't know how I feel about politics getting in my Greek alphabet.
But back to Christmas, we were coming into Christmas hot. Like,
we were listening to music. We were baking. We were decorating. We were feeling happy.
I had decorated.
Well, we were baking. We were listening to music. We were feeling happy.
It was like Santa barfed all over our house. I mean,
really
our
was.
house was the first house on the block, full Christmas.
And not just a little bit of Christmas, a lot of Christmas. Like, we have lights that flash, and I hate them, but they're Christmassy.
You hate them?
Well, no, I love you, and I love...
This is where I find everything out.
I love you. I love that you put them up. I love them except for when they flash violently. They violently flash in a way that makes me worried if someone was epileptic.
Okay, they're set to not flash right now, so you can chill out.
But they still flash sometimes.
Yeah, when you first turn them on, then you got to go.
Oh, okay.
I put fake snow on the windows.
That's right.
I mean,
can we talk a little bit about the fake snow though? Because there's also fake snow on so many things.
Well, Elliot walked around and pointed to things and said he wanted fake snow there and fake snow there, so I would spray. We really had some fun with that. But I've got light up garlands in the house. over the entryways. We've got 2 Christmas trees. I mean, folks, I got a fake fireplace and I put LED lights set to flicker like a fucking flame.
It is
in a
so
fireplace.
cool. Our fake fireplace is better than your fake fireplace. And then Elliot, the tiny goth child,
put 2 zombie hands coming down the chimney. Yes, the traditional Christmas zombie hands.
He was like, "Look in the fireplace, Mommy." And I looked and I saw the strips of LED lights.
So you thought that's what he was
Yes.
doing too?
And he's like, and I'm like, "Oh, cool." And he's like, "I was trying to scare you." And then later that night, I saw the 2 hands dangling back there.
He did a good job too.
He really did.
It wasn't easy. Yes, I got him a Nightmare Before Christmas advent calendar that is actually from Funko. That's actually pretty dope. It's like really, really cool.
Oh, yes. I shared this with everyone on the Patreon Zoom party. Oh, yeah, I'm on Patreon. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen.
Patreon.
Episodes of my bonus Patreon podcast, The Friend Zone, a level where you can text me and I'll text you back. I send out pictures and stuff. It's fun. Zoom parties. You can watch the Thursday show videos. And if you sign up for an annual subscription, you get 2 months free. So that's 12 months for the price of 10. But anyway, this is a deleted tweet.
Feel that beat. I believe we have a deleted tweet. Not so sweet. Maybe that thought is incomplete. Think I'll bid a quick retreat. I believe we have a deleted tweet.
Deleted, tweeted,
Yeah.
tweeted, and deleted.
Yeah, because this one, it was not worth sharing. But anyway, oh no, come back. Okay. My husband looking at Elliot's Nightmare Before Christmas dolls. How cool are these? I never had anything cool growing up. I mean, I had a Smurf collection, but that's about it.
Good stuff.
I do. Yeah, no, what's cool is that you had a Smurf collection and that was your cool thing that you had.
To a child.
Do you have a deleted tweet?
Here's one. Okay. I'm not getting any smarter, folks. See, that was
What made
deleted.
you decide not to
Who
tweet?
knows? I don't know.
All right. Should we listen to would you want to share your... Oh, no, you already told your story this morning. Let's listen to a voicemail. So I asked you guys to call in with either just letting me know how it's going out there or if you have a New Year's resolution. I would like to know from Daniel, though. Do you have a New Year's resolution?
Oh, New Year's. Didn't we already do this on the show?
No, I don't think so.
I think we did. Oh, here's another tweet.
Oh, let's hear it.
Was a dong cucumber patch.
What? Was a dong cucumber patch?
Benedict
Oh.
cucumber patch.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. That's
a
really
thinker.
high-minded. Yeah.
I think it's a thing.
All right, fine. Let me see what else I have because I do have a lot saved in here. You guys are getting a year's worth of deleted tweets. Was thinking how nuts it is that my friend's son is 21, and then I realized he's actually 28. It's true, but it doesn't feel fun in a tweet. Oh yeah. The only way I know my second son, who looks exactly like my husband, is mine, is when the sun is in his eyes, he dramatically shrieks, "The sun!" and begins wailing and throwing his hands in the air to block it. That's solid.
Both of these kids are a lot you, though.
Okay, so I'm listening back to something I recorded, and turns out the way I say "and" is annoying. Now what?
How do you say and?
And.
Oh, that is annoying.
And you know what?
That's enough. You're gonna play something for. Oh, we're doing New Year's resolutions. What were we doing? Do I sound really nasally right now? Because
Well, you have cotton in one of your ears, like literal
the
cotton.
way my voice sounds to me is like if my voice is being processed through a really bad like 1960s voice modulator. It's like that.
You don't sound like that to me.
But I sound normal.
Yeah, maybe a little more nasal than
A
normal.
little nasally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you've been saying we all sound robotic for a couple days now.
Oh yeah. Before my eardrum burst, it was crazy. There was like some sort of overtone or something to everyone's voice, and everyone sounded like robotic.
Well,
It was like
you have fluid in your ears, right?
Well, not in my left ear anymore.
Well, you did, though.
My right ear does.
All right, let's listen to a voicemail.
Okay.
Hey guys, Tim from Illinois. New Year's resolutions for 2022. Utilize the hood on my hoodie more often. I live in Illinois, and hoodie season is pretty long, pretty much shorts, and hoodie is my ultimate comfort out.
I mean,
Oh, no.
we lost him.
And realization a couple of weeks ago. Boom, got the hood. I can commit to the hood. So hood up in 2022. As far as 2021, the resolution was to read more, and I think I'm going to hit it. I've got a little tracker on the Goodreads app, and I've got a book and a half to go. So, yeah, basically I'm
That's cool.
winning at life. USA! Tim from Illinois.
Tim from Illinois, thank you for bookending with where you're
I
from and
didn't
who
know
you are.
Goodreads would do that, like your
Yeah.
little like reading club, like they would do in school over the summer. You know,
Yeah.
if you read like 50 books or some shit, you get a pizza
bookmark.
party.
Oh, pizza party.
Wasn't it stuff like that? I never did it because
I don't know. Probably.
I read so much more recreationally when I was a kid than I do as an adult.
Well, we didn't have children or phones back then.
I just honestly, you mentioned that I might have ADHD. I don't think I do, but my mind wanders and I fall asleep when I read. It's really a problem.
I asked my therapist. I told her, look, lady, but I didn't say it like that. But I said, I'm like, I don't know how familiar you are with TikTok, but there's a lot about ADHD on TikTok. And it is making me wonder, could I have ADHD? Do you think I could? And she said no.
I bet you doctors love it when all their patients are bringing in TikTok. What do you think of these TikToks?
But the thing about a lot of the TikToks are like, a lot of the TikToks are people who are angry because they're like, I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression for 55 years, even though I'm 23. And it turns out it was my undiagnosed ADHD because in women it manifests differently, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I don't think I do. But Daniel, I do think, look, I don't know if it's truly ADHD, but I think you fit the criteria
I have
that
something.
they present as ADHD. And by the way, your mom told me that her nickname for you is was growing up the absent-minded professor. And like that's an ADHD thing. Yes.
How old was I when she came up with that nickname?
I don't know. I didn't press her on it.
I probably have something. Yeah, I get absent-minded. It's true. But by the way, shouldn't TikToks, like TikTok is the app, but shouldn't actual TikToks be like ticks or talks?
I think they might be talks.
They're talks?
They might be. I don't know. I need to make some resolutions stat.
Like a tick should be the thing you do. A talk should be the response.
Oh, like I tweeted my tick. I haven't gotten a lot of talks.
I didn't get a lot of talks from my tick.
It sounds dumb, but I remember when people were like,
stupid.
That's what I was going to, it doesn't sound stupid anymore, but I remember when people were like, I'll get on Twitter. In fact, I remember, do you know who Julia Allison is? She was such a big fucking deal.
Was she on that show?
Yes. That was kind of at the downward slope of her reign. But Julia
She's like
Allison,
a relationship expert or something.
I mean, not really, but that is what she, on that Bravo show called Miss Somethings. There were 3 relationship sex experts that it profiled. It was Julia Allison. It was Emily of Sex with Emily. I'm blanking on her last name, but she's Emily Morse. She's been on my show. And then one other one. And, maybe like Misadvised or something is what it was called. But before this, okay, so when I lived in New York, you guys, I don't know if you know this, but I used to live in New York. I don't talk about it a lot. Gawker, pretty much mostly Gawker, would write about this sort of like
Socialite.
Wannabe socialite woman who was famous for being famous. And they referred to her as a fame ball, which she and her boyfriend for a period of time, Jacob Lodwick, and I don't know whatever happened to him. He was like this tech guy. They were fame balls. They were famous for being famous, but like fame ball, like snowball, like they're famous for being famous and they just keep accruing fame. And she was someone that like they loved to hate. Like it was very,
Sure.
They made fun of her. There was this website called,
She was like really thirsty and they would make fun of that.
Yes. Yeah. She was on the cover of Wired, actually. You know, she was like fashioned herself almost as like a real life Carrie Bradshaw. Like she would do tons of photo shoots. She always had perfect makeup on.
In
She had a little
hindsight,
dog.
Like one of the early influencers, really.
Yes. Yes.
Now there's thousands of people
right.
like that.
Right. Because this was pre-Instagram.
Right.
And so, you know, it was like a lot of publicity stunts. Like she would go to a party and she had this dress made entirely of condoms before Lady Gaga's Meet dress. And she was smart about always this thing that's like a PR maxim or whatever, which is like, instead of the way to change the narrative is to just give them new info. There was always something new about her. So
Just
anyway,
shoveling coal in the engine.
yeah. And then she was on this Bravo show, and now I think she made some news because she like married herself at Burning Man. And then now
They're divorced now.
she kind of like stepped back from the public eye. But why did I bring her up?
Fucking, I have no idea.
Oh, goodness. Something made me bring her up.
I don't know.
Misadvised, Julia Allison, having a resolution. Oh my God. Well, I have no idea why I brought her up now. Oh, well.
Were we talking about how I'm absent-minded professor? And here you are. You're talking about ADHD or something.
Oh, I know. I remember her saying, fine, I'll get on Twitter, but I'm not going to call them tweets. And this was like in 2005 or something.
Well, I just remember early Twitter, there was lots of jokes like, is this a twit? I'm not a twat.
A twat. Everyone made their twat joke.
It's like when the iPad was announced and everyone was like, oh my gosh, it sounds like lady stuff.
Remember when it sounded so weird?
And then it's just like, get over it. It's just an iPad.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a fine name.
It sounded suspect.
There's lots of stuff that people get like all like
teehee about.
Mob. They get this mob sort of mockery going on about, but they're just wrong. Like there's the part of it where they like something and they're wrong, like Avatar. Like when Avatar came out, everyone was like, "Oh, this is so good," and I was like, "No, it isn't." And now I feel like everybody's on my side on that. Mm-hmm. Similarly, the name of iPad, and when Lana Del Rey was on Saturday Night Live, everyone was like, "Oh my God, oh, she's so embarrassed." I was like, actually, that was pretty good, you guys. And I feel like history has borne me out.
So these are your hot 2022
I'm just saying,
takes.
Folks, iPad
is a good name.
What?
That's your hot take. iPad is a good name.
It's not a hot take, honey. The hot take is take DQ more seriously. That's my resolution for 2022 is for people to take me more seriously.
I like that. What's
Even
mine?
when I'm joking.
What's mine? You know what it is? I'll tell you.
Less napping, more snapping.
What is snapping? Like literally just
snapping while you do stuff like West Side Story. This is what I want you to do while you're doing the laundry. Dun, dun. It's like if Snow White was a little cooler, she wouldn't be whistling while she worked. She'd be snapping while she worked.
Do you remember for Valentine's Day, early when we were dating, I came over after the Adam Carolla show, and what I always did was changed out of my Adam Carolla show clothes and into sweats and comfy clothes. And I came over and you were like, well, wait before you change because let's have dinner. And I was like, I have never felt more claustrophobic in this moment. You're forcing me to wear a bra for longer than I want to. And I am having a flashback to that feeling now when you're trying to suggest I should nap less.
I know it. I have learned that when I want to feel attracted to. I just have pictures of you. So it's like, because I'm not gonna, you're not gonna present yourself around the house in a way that's respectable to your significant other.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying you're sloppy moppy. No, I love you, honey. It's all right. Listen, I've seen some pictures and some reflections in mirrors of myself, and you're looking way better than me, sweetheart. And I know that doesn't sound like a compliment, but let me tell you, it kind of isn't. But
if anyone
really
out there thinks that Daniel, let me rephrase this. If you think there's subtext to what Daniel's saying and that he's trying to tell me something in like the most indirect way, use the hashtag indirect DQ.
No, honestly, there's no message I'm trying to deliver. I'm just saying, like, your wardrobe around the house is maximum comfort.
Well, I don't even understand why someone would opt for not that around the house. And I guess then you're going to say, like, to titillate the eyes of their spouse.
It's not to titillate. It's to just, I don't know.
For self-respect?
Yeah, self-respect.
I'd rather be comfortable.
Listen, it's the same reason Tony wears shoes and showers all day. Or showers every day. Not all day.
Imagine me showering all day.
It's to feel like, even if you're not going to do anything, to feel like a civilized human being. Not
important to me.
No, I understand. It's fine. I don't want you to change, honey. I really don't. I'm just saying this. Let's have photos of you, and I'll look at them and I'll go, she's in there somewhere. Just have faith.
I do maintain hygiene. I just then put on my same clothes.
You put on your shirt that goes down to mid calf that says ho ho prosecco.
Prosecco ho ho. I have funny wine saying nightgowns that I wear. Like I bought them when I was pregnant.
You gotta be careful though, because like ironic stuff stops being ironic at a certain point. Just
well, if me wearing it is pretty ironic.
No, but at a certain point you will be the person. At a certain point you're that person. Like you can say
dipshit.
Bling. Like it started out everyone was saying bling. All these white people were saying bling ironically, and then you just start saying bling, and it's not ironic anymore.
I only wear that at night and in the morning till I change into my other outfit.
There's literally 2 hours of the day when you're not.
That's not true. Before I even come out to the other, sometimes I'll make coffee in that nightgown, but for the most part, I switch back into my
I don't care
house outfit.
I don't care.
Seems like you do.
I really don't.
Is anyone maintaining this kind of decorum that Daniel seems to care about? We've been in a pandemic for 3 years.
Yeah, it's what happens. I understand.
Just because you don't have comfortable pants, don't take it out on me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I figured out what my resolution is going to be. This is a little bit, you got to go on a journey with me for this one. When I think about myself sometimes, I feel like...
Sometimes.
No, I think about myself all the time. But sometimes when I think about myself,
yes,
I have this feeling. I have a feeling that I am like taking a step, looking to my left and right and going like, everyone okay with this? What's the reaction to this? Taking a step, looking left and right. What's the reaction? What's the reaction? Taking a step. What's the reaction? And it takes me forever to get anywhere because I'm so consumed with what's the reaction to everything. And hold on, you guys, because I'm getting a text and it's not important. Okay. I think in order like to make progress career-wise, art-wise, blah, 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 I got to just put my head down and forge forward and stop looking to the left and right constantly.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Do you know
how you're going to do that?
What?
Do you know how you're going to do that?
No. It starts with wanting to do that.
I think that one key is to stop
checking my phone.
Stop needing the response,
Yes.
like good or bad. Because it's tempting to say, like, I'm only going to take the good. But it's like, if you take the good, what do?
There you have the facts of
You
life.
take the bad.
Yeah.
Because
no, I know.
to validate the good means you validate the opinion, and then the bad has power. I just say don't worry about it at all.
Right. Because I
Trust your
remember
instincts.
many years, the first time I interviewed Bobcat Goldthwait, he was talking about like maybe going to a hotel room to write a film script and sort of wanting to keep his head down and then emerge when he had a project. And I was thinking, I haven't put my head down in 9 years or something.
He's a great example of someone who just follows his North Star
Yeah.
and doesn't care. Like, his movies are great. I love his movies, and they are very like edgy. Some of them are very weird.
Right. I want to have the inner sense of self enough to just figure out like what I want to say and then say it. And I don't mean into a microphone, because that is what I do. I think I do that fairly well. But I mean, if I want to write something or, make some kind of statement, do some kind of project. And I think I'm too, actually, ironically, I'm too in the moment to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of that. Let's listen to another voicemail.
Hey, you guys, it's Greg. Greg Heller. How's it going? I saw your thing on Instagram about New Year's resolutions. I do make them. I make them almost every year. And I sort of do that thing where you make it and then it's like January and you're like, oh shit, I can't keep it. And all of a sudden, you start doing the stuff again. And so I do the same thing everyone does. I make it and I give it like a college try, and then in like January, at the end of January, early February, sometimes in early February, I'm like, why did I even do this? It's so stupid. Anyway, I haven't figured out what mine are yet for next year. I have to sit down and give it some thought. And shit, it's at a minute now. I think you're one of these. At a minute. But as soon as I know, which I should know, I don't know, probably in the next week or something, I have sort of a process of making some and then crossing them out or whatever. And when I know, I will call this number back. So it should be like in, I don't know, a week, maybe a little bit less than a week. Anyway, stay warm. It's been cold and I miss you both. Happy holidays.
Should we call him and see if he made one
I
yet?
feel like his resolution is to make a resolution almost.
Yes. I think you're right. I don't mind that.
Yeah, let's find out. Let's see. Because he when did he leave that message? He promised a week.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's call him and see. Now, there's a good chance he might not answer, but you
It is
never
Christmas
know.
Eve.
Yeah, but he doesn't do Christmas.
Oh, that's right. They don't do Christmas.
Yeah.
Hello?
Greg Heller, it's Alison Rosen and Daniel, and we just listened to your voicemail on the show, and so I just wanted to know if you come up with a resolution yet.
Hold on. What?
Wait, did you say what to me?
No.
Yeah, I did. What happened?
Oh, well, we're recording a show, and I heard your message, and I just wanted to know if you had a resolution yet.
I don't actually. Can I just call and when I have one and just leave a message on the voicemail? Would that be easier for you guys?
No, but it sounds like it might be easier for you.
Are you recording at this exact moment?
Yes, you're on speakerphone.
Oh. I'm supposed to take Ellis to the park.
Oh, well, no worries. You can take him to the park. I just thought I would interrupt
Can I
you.
call you from the car in like 10 minutes?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, I'll call you back.
Okay, bye. I didn't mean to turn this into a whole thing.
I can't remember what my resolution was last year.
Neither can I I.
I think that it had something to do with getting better at illustrating.
Oh, well, I feel like you've done that.
And I have been working at it. I've started illustrating a comic or graphic novel. And so I guess my resolution would be just to improve at that process and maybe get a solid chunk of it done. So that would be probably my resolution.
That's a good one. Let's listen to one more.
Hey, Allison. This is Jess, fiance of superfan Megan. I'm not doing super hot, but I did want to call and leave a little voicemail and just thank you for helping get the word out about Mr. Feeney. It's been really great to have the little Alison Rosen community, well, the big Alison Rosen community, obviously, behind us for this. And just wanted to say thank you also to Rafi and to Lauren, to Dr. Jen, who I know posted through a friend of a friend and on Facebook as well. Just thank you guys. I really appreciate you, and you have earned a huge lifelong fan.
Oh, that's so nice. So, superfan Megan, who's been a listener for a very long time, and her fiance Jess, their adorable dog, escaped the dog sitter's yard and has been missing now for, has it been about a week maybe?
I'm not going to lie. This has cast a little bit of a pall over my mood for the last few days. Just thinking about,
especially at night, like every night I start thinking like, where is this dog?
Poor sweet dog.
I know.
Just the agony that Megan and Jess must be going through to know that their little guy is out there and like, is he cold and where's he getting food and water and what's going on? So I've been posting, because he went missing in Burbank, like kind of not super close to where we are in Burbank, but I keep reposting, and I posted on Nextdoor. There was like one sighting of a small dog that possibly could have been him, but Megan was saying that now that they're like connected, hardcore connected to the lost dog community, there are these stories of dogs who are missing for a couple weeks and then get found like 15 miles away. And and like on the positive side, there have been no reports of an accident involving a dog or like remains of a dog found or anything like that. Because if it was one of those things, like probably, people would have found that by now. So he is most likely out there somewhere. But Mr. Feeney, if you're listening, this is not funny. I know. Poor little guy.
So,
but we're going to, on the heels of that, I bought, because I went into the Apple store to do some business, and asked the guy like about the AirTags, which are kind of like their version of the tiles.
Mm-hmm.
And he said those things keep a charge for a full year, and lots of people use them on their dogs. So I got a little collar thing to put on Wendy just because the idea of it. So
wait, I want to say one more thing though. I realize this is like a real shot in the dark, but go to my social media, look at pictures of Mr. Feeney. And if you're in Southern California and you see him, just keep an eye out. He's a black, mostly black-ish, Dachshund, Min Pin, Chihuahua, and he's super cute. And anyway, I'm hoping for like a Christmas, New Year's miracle with that little guy, because that's just got to be so. I mean, Daniel and I know the agony of losing your little dude.
Yeah, but like we knew what happened to him.
But that sort of holding pattern of not knowing.
Like, when do you stop looking? Like, that's the thing.
I think you don't. I don't know. I think we are getting ahead of ourselves. We're getting ahead of themselves. I mean, they are dealing. They're, I'm sure, wrestling with that. But for now, I think it's one step at a time, and the step right now. But anyway, it fucking sucks. That sucks. I feel like maybe we should listen to another.
All right.
Let's see here.
Hi, Allison. Hi, Daniel. This is Tammy. Just checking in. I'm vaccinated, but of course worried about the Omicron. How are you guys feeling about that? Like on year 3, I'm more scared of getting long COVID from it than, getting, if it's supposed to be a mild cold. But I feel like people don't know too much about mild COVID. I mean, sorry, my brain is very foggy because I have a bad, I have fibro fog. I already have a chronic illness. I don't want another one. And so I'm just stressing about that. But anyway, this is Tammy checking in. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your show. You've been saving my life. Also, have you been watching the Real World Homecoming on Paramount Plus? So curious, Allison, because they're having these reunions. Okay, bye.
Oh, is it like old casts?
Yes, I think they had the original cast back. I need to get into that. I haven't started watching it at all. Did you say you're curious about that?
Yeah, I'm curious.
I think it's time for us to pony up for Paramount Plus. Because we have some resistance and we don't know what it is.
Well, they have the MacGruber series on Paramount Plus.
That would be good. I never saw the movie, and I know that everyone loved it. Yeah.
Tammy has a really excellent point, which is frustrating me.
That mild COVID is not mild.
People do not talk about long COVID.
Oh, long COVID, yeah.
And it's like, oh, Omicron is less deadly. I mean, all these people who don't vax too, they're just like, oh, the odds of dying.
It's Greg. Hang on.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, is this the Alison Rosen show?
Yes, it is. Is this?
This is Greg Heller.
Hi. Thanks for calling in. What can we do for you?
Hey, I just wanted to talk to you guys about quantity of avocados.
Oh, yeah. I think that 4 is too many. What do you think?
Oh, you're out of your mind with 4. It's way too many. You'll never time the ripeness. Ever.
What is the ideal number?
How many people are in your family?
4.
Probably 3. But you really just have to know, how to time them out. Probably, let's say you're buying 3, one of them should be lime green.
Right.
And then one should be probably a day and a half out, and one should probably be that night.
Greg, what do you do with bananas in terms of quantity? Because sometimes I find it's not the same as avocados where you can't time it out, right? But it's just like, oh, great, now I have 4 brown bananas.
I mean, I would say the quick fix is to have a baby.
Yeah.
Because if you put 3 bananas, and let's just say you were in that situation where you were like, oh shit, one of these bananas is going to be bad, you could just immediately give it to a baby and they'll eat it right away.
Right.
Just now, probably half an hour ago, ate 2 bananas. He just sat down and had 2 bananas for a snack.
I just don't know that having a baby is a quick fix for bananas.
Yeah, it takes about 9 months.
Sometimes longer.
Sometimes longer, yeah. I guess that's true. You can put bananas in the refrigerator and they get ugly, but they taste fine.
Yes, I discovered this. I think you turned me on to this. And except for the fact that everyone who sees them is like, oh, is this banana bad? It's going pretty well.
They taste fine. And, of course, you can freeze them. And then you can bake with them.
Yes.
You can substitute a lot of things just by smashing bananas. They're kind of in the same way you can with applesauce as well.
Right.
I don't care that much about baking, but I had to make a bunch of muffins and pancakes and shit recently. Mm-hmm. And I just find baking is kind of stupid. But bananas come in handy.
Are you near a one-man band, or is this some kind of child's toy?
No, that's one of the giggies in the back seat that is playing this old man. A giggy is anything with buttons.
Oh, that's cute.
In this case, it's like a fake remote control. And for some reason, they're all called giggies. Is it good for the podcast?
It's great. It's like it adds a musical bed. So listen, do you have a resolution yet? And then also so I think everyone knows you did that podcast Close to Death. You're on the first and the final episode. and you have been threatening to crush me. And I just want to know, did it happen?
I mean, it seems like you're still, like, employed. And
Yeah.
you have a brand, which is, like, disappointing to me. But I do think it did have some impact on your audience. And I think probably, I would say 50 to 75% of your potential sponsors have now pivoted towards my brand in terms of podcast.
Yeah, that feels right.
Yes. I mean, like, I'm, like, doing MeUndies and stuff now, and Bowl and Branch and all of those. So, yeah, I would say not full crushing, but, like, a partial crushing.
Wow. So not even close to death, the podcast that's over, they just switched to the Greg Heller brand.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what happened. And I don't even have another podcast, which is so weird, but they're still, like, giving me free seats, and I get that food thing delivered where the meals are already made.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Just for, just kind of for being me, I guess.
Yeah, well, congratulations.
But Close to Death was named one of the New York Times top 10 podcasts of the year.
Oh, really? That's wonderful.
No, that's a lie.
Oh. Yeah, well, Alison Rosen's Your New Best Friend was named the number one new podcast, which is weird because I've been around for a long time, but it was the number one new podcast of the year.
I saw that. Mazel tov on that.
Thank you.
How's Christmas going over there? Have you guys finished all your shopping?
Well, yeah, we finished our shopping, but everyone in the house has been and is sick. So it's not COVID, according to all the tests we've taken, but it is somewhat miserable. So we have a little bit of a pall over our Christmas, but we're going to turn it around somehow.
Hopefully Paul will be leaving soon.
Paul is going to be leaving. Yeah.
My parents are quarantined right now, so we're not going to see them over the break.
Were they exposed?
They were exposed, yeah.
Oh, no.
I know, I'm not kidding, without exaggerating. I thought about it this morning. I know, like, over 20 people that have COVID right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's everywhere. We are not.
Numbers, man.
Yeah, we were going to go down and see my parents tomorrow, but we're not going to. I haven't talked about this yet on this episode, so I'll talk about it right now. It was one thing when it was a question of like, are we going to feel well enough to go? However, it never got to that point. Instead, it was just my mom and dad understandably don't want to catch whatever flu thing we have. So it wasn't really our decision, even though probably it's better. Yeah, I know. Maybe we don't. I know, but it would have been better if they had been like, "Oh no, you can't come," and I'm like, "I'm so sorry. We'll make it up to you sometime." As opposed to this, like, we don't get the option because they just don't want to catch our sickness.
It was weird too because we weren't even sick yet, and you just sniffed a little. And she was like, "Oh, it sounds like you're too sick to come."
By the way, I do know a bunch of people who tested like 3 times and didn't test positive until the 3rd time.
Yeah, I know. Daniel went and got a PCR test today. We've been doing the rapid test, but I mean, it's been like over the course of so many days that it's still negative, but we'll find out. But the weird thing is that these, unless the symptoms have changed for Omicron, like these are like a deep kind of wet cough that I don't think COVID has.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, me personally, I don't want to speak for anyone else. I'm just speaking for me now. I've had it with this virus.
I don't know why everyone loves this so much. I think it sucks.
Hot
I'm
take.
done with it. I've had it. I was thinking about this morning, and I tweeted about this earlier today. I just want to call out. I like to say when I've tweeted about something and then I'm discussing it later.
Yeah, please.
But have you guys got into this thing with your family where the FaceTimes are so long that like people just do other shit when they're FaceTiming with you now?
Yes.
Yes. Where
I
it's
fucking had it with this. We were on the phone with one of our family members earlier today, and I was just like, "Where is she?" And I was like, "Oh, she's in the kitchen. She'll be back in a minute." And I was like, "This FaceTime is over."
yeah.
Like, your options are look at the thing and be like, "Oh, baby," or like walk over to the window and be like, "Look at the weather. It's snowing," or whatever. But like, you have to. If you're not engaged in the whole thing, you have to hang up.
I agree with you. Oh, it's like hanging out together. Not really.
This is a thing that happens when you have kids. these sorts of FaceTimes.
Kid thing, or is this about COVID?
I think it's both. It's kids and it's COVID. I think.
I'm just claiming
yeah.
if I can't see you in the little rectangle, the conversation is over.
I'm on board. I'm on board with this. Oh, Greg, and we should really have you back on the show to discuss it. But you saw Mantra Guy again, right?
I did, yeah. I don't know what happened to him. He was walking around, like, not reintroducing himself, but, like, greeting other people at the farmer's market as if he had been away for a while. I'm like, I would bet, like, quite a bit of money that he's been in jail.
For what?
I would think some sort of inappropriate sexual behavior, probably.
Did he storm the Capitol?
That's true.
But he might have actually stormed the Capitol, but for, like, something to do with Monsanto. Like, not for the traditional storming the Capitol reasons.
Right.
But, and then I only saw him the one time, so I now think that they saw him there the one time and said, hey, dude, you're not allowed to come back here anymore because of that thing that happened. So I think he was there. His booth appears to have been back, but I think he was only there briefly until they caught wind of the fact that he had been back. I bet Alison that, like, he was trying to give someone a mantra and he, like, touched somebody in a way that they didn't approve of, and he was told to not return to the Mar Vista Farmers Market. I'm reading a lot into this, but that's my take on what happened.
That works for me. Interesting. All right. Well, listen, we're going to let you go because we're going to wrap this up. But in closing, do you have a resolution yet?
I don't. I'm going to have to get back to you.
Please
do.
Next show? Like, it's either immediately after this one or it's in a few days.
Oh, well, I'm not going to have one immediately after this. Do you guys have any?
Yeah, mine is, and I haven't figured out how to articulate this in a way that doesn't sound stupid, but I feel like I take a step forward and I look to either side and I'm like, what's everyone's reaction to that? Does everyone like that? What's going on? And then I take another step and I look to either side and, like, I can never really get far because I'm so curious about everyone's reaction to every minute thing I do, and I need to just put my head down and forge ahead. And I know that that's very, like, vague, but in general, I just feel like I need to be looking head down, focused on my work a little more instead of focused on people's reaction to it.
Oh, wow.
I know.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm more of that type of person. Like, my resolution will be more like, I'm going to use more white pepper or whatever next year.
Right.
Specific. But I'm down with that more, like, sort of self-helpy kind of resolution.
And then my resolution for Daniel is that he's going to stop biting his nails.
Oh, you have one? You're allowed to put a resolution on someone else?
I just decided. I did. What's yours, Daniel?
My resolution is for people to take me more seriously. So.
Okay, listen, you guys. I have like 10 seconds to get this kid to the park before he melts down. He's looking at the swings now.
Okay. Thank you for calling in.
Bye, Greg.
So you guys have a great Christmas, and great Christmas to everyone out there. Everyone have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye.
All right, talk to you. Bye.
All right. That
Sounded
was fun.
like he was inside of a digital carnival.
Yes, it did sound. It sounded like he was inside an organ, a digital organ or something. Listen, you guys, that was fun.
Yeah.
I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. We will be back.
Don't
Wait
get
a minute.
COVID.
When are we coming back? I just realized something.
What?
Oh, no, I didn't. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is the last Monday show. Right. And then there's a Thursday show. And then we have our January 3rd show, which we're either going to record right now.
So we'll be able to say whether or not we kept our resolution.
That's right. Okay, bye, you guys.
Bye.
I love you so much. Thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go. Yeah, Allison Rosen